We're the visionaries, man. What it do with y'all? Welcome back to another video out in there, baby. You know what I'm saying? Now, look, man, I want to talk to y'all about something today. And, because I know I ain't make a video in about, it felt like I ain't make a video in a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, but yeah, man, I want to talk to y'all about something today. It's going to be a dating related type of video. And title of this video is going to be called How to Approach and Deal with Rejection. So that's going to be the title of the video. How to Approach and Deal with Rejection. And this is going to go for both men and women. Because look, G, I'm here to tell you the game. Not every single time you're going to score. Real talk though, man. I'm just being realistic out in this bitch. Not every time you're gonna score. Look, man, it's gonna be someone out of the damn blue. You could be on a damn streak out in this bitch. Real talk though, man. It's gonna be someone out of the blue. They're gonna decide to break down the damn streak, and it could be for a multitude of reasons. Maybe they don't like your ass. Real talk though, man. Or look, man, I'm telling you the game. Look, man, we live in a day and age where a whole lot of individuals are insecure. And I always say, what makes you think an insecure individual is going to give you a confident outcome? Real talk, man. Have you ever heard of negative and positive not mixing? I'm telling, look, man, that's the thing that's really going on when it comes to you trying to meet new people out in this bitch. Ain't the fact that, look, man, like I said, it's called auto rejection. I always talk about this. Look, man, auto rejection is when you are a positive prospect, but the thing is, the other individual, they can't believe this shit is actually happening because people dating luck. Real talk, man. People dating luck is ass. Real talk, man. Everybody having bad relationships, or if not bad relationships, everybody, you know, people not having relationships, period. People just suck ass in dating. So when they see a positive prospect, they don't know what the fuck to do. They're going to end up self-sabotaging out in this bitch, and they're going to think of a way. So with that being said, what makes you think an insecure individual is going to give you a confident outcome? What makes you think a negative individual is going to give you a positive outcome? Think about that. Real talk though, man. Now, look, man, go look at my video called Auto Rejection for that shit. But look, man, so I want to talk about, like I said, how to approach and deal with rejection. Like I literally just said, not every single time you're going to score. Not every single time, you know, you're going to hear the words it is that you want to hear. Real talk, man. And I'm here to tell you the game. You know, you probably might have this underlying, look, man, fear of rejection. Real talk, man. Fear of rejection. If you're a man, fear of rejection. If you're a female, fear of getting hurt. Real talk though, man. You know, so those two fears is going to hold both men and women back out in this bitch. I'm telling you the game. But how to approach and deal with rejection. Now, let me use an example right quick. So, look, man, shout out to pretty boy Fredo. Real talk, man. Shout out to Fredo, man, because I remember Fredo made like a story time back in the day. Fredo made a story time back in the day. I think it was like his very first, like, look, man, in my honest opinion, I think Fredo prime, like on YouTube, was like 2016. You know what I'm saying? He probably had two primes, but you know, that first prime, 2016 prime, you couldn't touch Fredo out in this bitch. I ain't gonna lie. But look, man, point of this I'm trying to get across though, right? There was this story time that Fredo did, right? I think it was his getting high story time, like his first time getting high. And basically he was saying, like, you know, like in that story time, he was saying when he first smoked weed out in this bitch, he was saying, like, you know, how the weed, you know what I'm saying? He was saying how the weed made him not give a damn. Real talk, man. You know, it made him not care. So with that being said, you know, when the weed made him not care, right? Basically what happened was, you know, when he was in that I don't care mind state, basically, I think he went to like a party or something like that, or he went to the mall. I don't know. He was probably just hanging out with his homies or something like that. And what happened was, you know, motherfucker, he seen a whole lot of females. And what he did was he said, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? He said, fuck it. I'ma just approach these hoes left and damn right. You know what I'm saying? That's what he did. And he was saying, he was saying, like, when he was doing that, he was saying that he did not give a fuck the whole entire time of him approaching those females wherever it is that he went. He was saying that he did not give a damn. He did not care. Point of this I'm trying to get across is that's what it is that you need to do. How to approach and deal with rejection. Look, G, you can't give a fuck. Real talk, man. You can't care. That's it. You cannot care. Like this, and like I said, man, this goes for both men and women. You cannot care. Because look, man, and look, man, this is the most simplest answer that I could give. Real talk, man. This is the most simplest answer I could give. Because look, man, I would tell you, oh, you have to delete your insecurities. Oh, you have to be extremely confident out in this bitch. That's what most individuals will tell you. I would tell you that shit as well. Real talk, man, because that is honestly true. You do have to remove your insecurities, and you do have to have, especially, look, man, the hotter they are, then the more confidence you gotta have. Real talk though, man. But with that being said, though, right? Look, man, I'm here to tell you the game. Not everyone is gonna have all the confidence in the world. Not everyone is gonna delete all of their damn insecurities. I'm just being realistic here. Real talk, man. I'm just being realistic out in this bitch. And on top of that, let me give you some game right quick. Look, G, real talk, man. Look, man, this, like I said, this goes for both men and women, but I know most of the time men be doing the approaching. So look, man, like I said, it does go for both genders. Well, anyways, look, man, point of this I'm trying to get across though, right? So let's just say this. Let's just say that you happen to be a confident individual. Let's just say that you happen to be an individual with no insecurities. I'm here to tell you the game, my G. When you are a person that has extreme confidence, when you are a person that has no insecurity out in this bitch, look, man, I don't care. They're gonna hate on your ass. Real talk, man. They're gonna hate. Look, man. I didn't mean to say that, but they're going to hate on your ass when you have too much confidence and you have no insecurities. Do you want to know why? You want to know why they're gonna hate on your ass? You want to know why? Basically, what I'm talking about is the opposite gender. Because here you go, right? You probably a man watching this video right now. Oh, I got all the confidence in the world. Oh, these females are gonna love me. Yeah, you are indeed true. They are supposed to love your ass. Keyword, supposed to. But the thing is, look, G, look, man, I'm gonna make a video about this shit, the purge. Look, man, I'm here to tell you the game, my G. Like I said, naturally, they're supposed to like a man with confidence. But look, G, these females are extremely insecure. And like this is just in general. When an insecure individual come across a confident individual, it's going to bring out their inner demons. So with that being said, they're going to have to end up hating on your ass. I know you a confident individual. And look, man, like I said, that is indeed a very attractive trait. That is indeed a very attractive trait. But the thing is, not everyone is confident. So when they see an individual that is confident and they're so insecure to the damn world, like I literally just said, they're going to end up hating on your ass. They're going to end up hating on you. I'm telling you the game. Real talk, man. They going, look, man, like I said before, I do not go nowhere without using my evil eye removal. Look, man, I'm gonna say this one more time. I do not go anywhere without using my evil eye removal, because I'm here to tell you the game, motherfucker. If I was going in, look, man, my vibration is too damn high. So if I were to sit back and go out somewhere, real talk, man, I be around females all the time. Look, man, like I said before, these females be hating on some shit. Real talk, man. And if you're a female watching this video and you on point and shit like that, these men gonna hate on your ass as well. Because the thing is, look, G, you too on point. Your vibe is too damn high. You probably too confident out of the damn world, and you have no insecurities out in this bitch. Look, man. So with that being said, like I said, most individuals, look, G, they have low self-esteem. They're insecure. They insecure like a motherfucker out in this bitch. And they just don't have no damn confidence. And look, man, and you honestly believe that they gonna motherfucking, real talk, man. I'm telling you the game. I'm telling you the game, man. They gonna end up being jealous of your ass, being envious of your ass. Real talk, man. I'm telling you, this is why. Look, man. Why do you think, right? Let me talk about this right quick. Why do you think in this day and age, people, look, man, that is one of the reasons as to why people want to get their get back when it comes to dating. Because look, man, hurt people out in this bitch. Real talk, man. Let me say this one more time. Hurt people, my G. So with that being said, though, right? With that being said, when a person sees, right, when a person see that you got, like, especially in dating, when they see that you got confidence out in this bitch, when they see that you got something different about your ass, look, G, they gonna try to bring your ass down. Real talk, man. Look, and you want to know why? Because of what I just said. Hurt people out in this bitch. They're gonna try to drag your ass where it is that they at. So if they feeling sorry about themselves, what they're gonna do is, oh damn, let me make him feel sorry for himself, or let me make her feel sorry for herself out in this bitch, because they feel sorry for themselves. I don't give a damn how hot that person is. Real talk, man. I don't care. All these hoes the same to me on some shit. I don't care how hot the female is, gang. They look, man. Majority of them are insecure to the damn moon. Real talk, man. I'm just being honest out in this bitch. Anyways, man, so with that being said, though, right? With that being said, you know, I would sit back and tell your ass, and like I said, I still highly advise your ass to get extremely confident and motherfucking have no damn insecurities out in this, have no insecurities out in this bitch. I would tell your ass, and that I would tell you to do that. And, you know, real talk, you should have all the damn confidence and have no insecurities out in this bitch. But realistically, look, man, I take cold showers every damn day. I take cold showers every single day. Them showers be cold as hell. And every single time I take them cold showers, my G, every single time I take them cold showers, I never get used to it. Real talk, man. I never get used to it. You know, real talk, man, and especially like in cold temperatures, the colder the temperature is, then the colder the water is gonna be. Real talk, man. So if it's like 10 degrees out in this bitch, motherfucker, that shit might be ice or some shit, motherfucker. I might become frozen like Avatar Aang. Real talk, though, man. But with that being said, though, right? With that being said, point of this, I'm trying to get across is, I never get used to taking a cold shower. Same goes when it comes to this shit. Real talk, man. When it comes to like the what it is I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But man, point of this I'm trying to get across is, you know, that, you know, motherfucker, when it comes to like the confidence aspect, motherfucker, you might be confident talking to one girl out in this bitch, and then, like, you know what I'm saying, like the next female it is that you see, motherfucker, all the confidence just get wiped away. You like, what the hell? Real talk, man. I'm telling you the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you never get used to it. You never get used to it. So point of this I'm trying to get across, though, right? Point of this I'm trying to get across is, when it comes to the confidence and the insecurities aspect, when it comes to that shit, man, that's not the ultimate cheat code. That is a cheat code, you know what I'm saying? That is a cheat code out in this bitch, but that's not the ultimate cheat code. Look, G, the ultimate cheat code, real talk, man, the ultimate cheat code is you not giving a fuck. Real talk, man. That's the ultimate cheat code, my G. This is how you approach and deal with rejection, gang. How you approach and deal with rejection, you have to not care. Period. You have to not care, gang. You have to not care. That's it. That's the only thing you got to do. You don't have to be no damn, look, man, you don't gotta be the most alpha, you don't gotta be the most alpha male or the most alpha female in the damn room. No, be you, gang. Real talk, man. Just be you on some shit. Now, I know people are probably always say that shit, just be yourself. Look, man, what I mean just be yourself, my G, what I mean by just being yourself, yeah, I ain't saying that shit in no corny ass way like how most people be saying that shit. What I mean by saying just be yourself, look, G, be yourself, but in the process, don't give a damn. And that's it. Real talk. You look, man. You have to. You look, man. You just got to not care. You got to look, man. Like I said, personally for me, I got me a cheat code to not give a fuck. Real talk, man. You got to find a cheat code. You got to find a way to stop giving a fuck. You have to train your brain. You got to train your brain to stop caring. You got to train your brain to not give a damn. That's what you got to train your brain to do that, G. You got to hack your brain into saying, I do not care. I don't give a fuck. I am unbothered. What's some other ways you can say that? You look, man, I am carefree. You got to train your brain and say that shit. You got to hack your brain, because what's going on is you keep on caring. See, look, man, because one thing, look, man, I'm going to make a video about this shit. Look, man, fuck feelings and fuck thinking out in this bitch. I don't do neither one. I don't think and I don't feel. I don't, look, man. Yeah, you watching this video, you might be saying, oh, that's a human ass look, man, I love to think positive and I love to feel positive emotions. Real talk though, man. But the negative shit, what's the point? What's the point of, look, man, I remember smoking weed one time, right? Because look, man, y'all should already know how weed. Look, man, one thing about weed, it's very unpredictable. One weed probably make you happy as hell, and then the next weed probably have your ass overthinking like a motherfucker on some shit. Here goes some of the damn weeds out in this bitch. Here goes some of the damn weed or some shit. It's gonna make your ass think deep out in this bitch. Man, that's some bullshit. Look, man, fuck thinking deep. Because here you go, you thinking to yourself, oh, I'm thinking some damn profound ass thoughts. No, the fuck you not. You're not thinking no profound thoughts. Oh, this is how the universe really works out. And man, fuck out of here with all of that shit. All you're gonna sit. Look, I'm telling you, to all my stoners out, I'm a stoner as well. Real talk, man. But the thing is, I train myself to not think out in this bitch. Because look, man, when you saying back, keep on constantly thinking, tell me, what the fuck does thinking do to your ass? Not a damn thing, but make your ass overthink and get lost in your damn thoughts. I don't got no time for that shit. I'll be damn. Look, man, I don't think. I do not think. I don't think, because there's no point of thinking out in this bitch. Look, man, whoever designed thoughts and feelings out in this bitch, fuck you. Real talk, man, fuck you on some shit. Because it is no point of thinking, and it's no point of feeling. It's no, look, man, what does thinking negative do to your ass? Because as I recall, motherfucker, I heard something called the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is very real or some shit. So here you go, right? Here you go. And this, look, man, like when it comes to dating out in this, oh, you here go that underlying ass doubt. Here go that damn doubt in the back of your head or some shit. Oh, she's gonna reject me. Oh, he's not gonna like me. And then here you go. You motherfucking made a self-fulfilling prophecy out in this bitch. Tell me, what the fuck does negative thinking and negative feelings do to your ass? I just told you the law of attraction is real, motherfucker. You attracting that shit. The fuck? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you the game. But anyways, man, so with that being said, though, right? With that being said, all of this, look, man, point of this I'm trying to get across in this damn video. Real talk, though, man. All of this I'm trying to get across in this video. Like I said, man, my best advice I get to your ass. How to approach and deal with rejection. Look, G, you, like I said, don't care. This is the great, look, man, this is the all-time #1 greatest advice in dating and meeting new people, my G. This is the #1 greatest advice that anyone could ever give to your ass. Stop giving a fuck. So let me use an example right quick. Let me use an example for you, buddy. We're talking, man. Let's say this. Let's say you a man watching this video, right? Let's say you a man watching this video. Because I already know most men in this day and age, look, man, to all of my, look, man, if you're a man watching this video, you probably be thinking, look, man, if you're a man watching this video, you probably thinking the hottest females get approached on a regular day-to-day basis, huh? You probably be thinking to yourself, oh, she gets approached all the time. No, the fuck she don't. And the reason as to why that pretty female don't get approached in real life or some shit, the reason for it being is because of what the fuck you going through. You scared shitless. It's a whole lot of men out here scared shitless out in this bitch. There's a whole lot of men. They just so afraid. And like I said, I can't get mad at your ass for being afraid of some shit. I can't get mad because the thing is, you don't know how it's gonna go. Real talk, man. You don't know how it's gonna go. You don't know because real talk. Because like I said, one thing about rejection, it stings. One thing about rejection, look, man. Because like I said, rejection is a negative response because you're not getting what it is that you want. So with that being said, though, right? I'm telling you, pretty females, they do not get approached out in this bitch. I'm telling you, most of the times they don't get approached. Real talk, man. They don't get approached because there's a whole lot of men that are afraid of rejection. And like I said, I can't blame you for being afraid out in this bitch. Because like I said, you don't know how it's gonna go. And look, man, especially in this day and age, and like I said, you want to know the reason as to why rejection is happening a whole lot in this day and age. Like I said earlier in this video, a whole lot of people are insecure. What makes you think an insecure individual is going to give you a confident outcome? Look, man, I'm telling you the game, man. I'm telling you the game, my G. Now, this is what dating is nowadays, man. Look, man, my best advice I give to your ass, and look, man, I think I made a video about this like last week. I gotta upload it 2 weeks ago. Still got uploaded. But in that video, I was saying, basically what it is I'm saying on here. Look, G, look, man, I'm a cold ass individual. Look, man, I'm cold. I don't consider myself as an alpha. Man, that word alpha, my G, look, man, that shit became lame to me now. Fuck being alpha, my nigga. I'm just cold out in this bitch. I became a cold ass, heartless ass individual and some shit. Because look, man, living in a world like this, you gotta be cold, gang. Real talk, man, you gotta be cold living in a world like this. And like I said, when it comes to dating, real talk, man, you gotta be a cold ass individual in dating too, my G. Look, man, like I said, nowadays when it comes to like the RP spaces for both, like I don't know if I can say it, but real talk, man, but you know, when it comes to like the RP spaces, this goes for both men and women. Look, man, it's a whole lot of men nowadays just keep on looking at RP content nonstop. And it's a whole lot of females, look, G, they looking at their own RP content nonstop nowadays as well. With that being said, though, right? With that being said, point of this I'm trying to get across is people are seeing how fucked up dating is. And look, man, one thing that comes with dating plays a toll on your emotions. Real talk, man. And the number one emotion that dating causes for a whole lot of individuals is pain and hurt. Real talk, man. Emotional pain and emotional hurt out in this bitch. So with that being said, though, right? With that being said, point of this I'm trying to get across is my biggest advice I give to your ass when it comes to dating, my G. Look, man, it's basically what I'm talking about in this damn video. You have to not care. You have to have no damn emotions when it comes to this shit. I'm sorry, this is what dating became to nowadays. G. Look, man, you can't give a damn. You can't have no emotions out in this bitch, because if you do have emotions on some shit, oh yeah, you're gonna feel those emotions all right. Real talk, man, those emotions, look, man, because everybody is playing the game. With that being said, they're gonna be playing with your damn emotions on some shit. And one thing about me, I said I'll be damn. I'm telling you, man. So my best advice I get to you in dating, man, you know, like dating overall, look, G, like I said, you know, motherfucker, have you ever heard of look, man, I don't think I will ever get married. Real talk, man, I will never get married out in this bitch, because in my honest opinion, there's no point for me to get married on some shit. There's no point. Motherfucker, look, G, I don't think I could ever fall in love out in this bitch. Real talk, I might like a female on some shit, but, and look, real talk, man, I might like a female on some shit, and I might really like her. Thing is, I can't fall in love, because the thing is, look, man, when it comes to like falling in love, my G, when it comes to falling in love, look, G, It's not about being vulnerable to your emotions on some shit like that, but you are being dependent. You are being dependent on an individual to make your ass be in love. Bitch, I love my damn self. I love my damn self. Motherfucker, I fall in love with me. Real talk, man. I love my damn self, gang. So with that being said, though, right? With that being said, look, G, when you're trying to fall in love with someone else, that's called dependence. That's called dependency. And then on top of that, right? And then on top of that, how about if that individual that you are in love with, how about if they do some funny shit? How about if they do some goofy shit? How about if they cheat on your ass? How about if they motherfucking texting other individuals behind your back? Same thing as cheating, but look, man, how about if they become uninterested in your ass? You see how the tables would turn just that damn quick out in this bitch? I'm telling you, man. Like, look, man, like I said, I think I already made a video about cheating as well. Hella off topic and some shit, but look, G, I believe in cheating out in this bitch. You want to know why I believe in cheating? Because look, man, I don't believe you're supposed to stay with one person out in this bitch. I don't believe in that shit. I believe in polygamy. I don't believe in being with one person, gang. Because look, man, it's gonna be a point in time you might lose interest with that individual. It might be a point in time you get tired of that individual. I'll be damned if I gotta sit back and I gotta fuck the same thing every single day. I mean, like, not every day, but you know, I'd be damned if I got to sit back and fuck the same thing. Like, you know, just, it's the same thing over and over, my game. Ain't nothing new. Why you think a whole lot of, look, man, and if you a person, right, if you're a man right now in a relationship and you looking at porn in a relationship or some shit, motherfucker, you're cheating on your hoe. And the reason as to why you're cheating on your hoe is simply because you're looking at other women, gang. But like I said, I believe in cheating on some shit. I encourage motherfuckers to cheat. Real talk, man. I'm just telling you the game. But yeah, man. But anyways, man, so point of this I'm trying to get across in this video, though, right? Point of this I'm trying to get across in this video, man. All of this I'm saying, man, I'm going to get this video up to 30 minutes. All of this I'm saying is how to approach and deal with rejection. Look, G, my best advice I give to you and how to approach and deal with rejection, you have to not care. You look, man, you have to not care. You have to not give a fuck. You have to not give a damn. You have to not give a rat's hat. Look, man, look, man. And you want to know something as well? Oh, they gonna like your ass even more. Look, man, good thing I thought about that shit. Look, man, isn't it funny, right? Isn't it funny how the individuals, isn't it funny how real talk, man. Have you ever heard of individuals liking individuals that don't like them back? Have you ever heard that? Look, man, everyone wants everyone wants what they can't have. Everyone wants what they can't have. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is basically individuals want individuals that don't give a fuck about them. Here go a person. Here is someone in the world right now. It's someone in the world right now. Probably having feelings about an individual. You might be watching this video. You might be who I'm talking about. You probably having feelings for an individual, right? That don't even give a damn about your ass. They probably don't even know you exist out in this bitch. Real talk, man. They probably don't even know that you exist. They probably don't have the same feelings for you back. But you like them. Meanwhile, there's an individual, right? There's an individual that probably like you so damn bad. But the thing is, you don't want them back. Do you want to know why? You want to know why out in this bitch? Because, look, G, you want who don't care about your ass. So point of this I'm trying to get across is, look, G, if you sit back and you find a person it is that you like or you want to get to know, look, man, this is also another cheat code out in this bitch. Look, G, let's say you're a man right now watching this video, right? Let's say you're a man watching this video right now, and let's say you seen a person it is that you want to get to know out in this bitch, right? So here you go. You seen a person it is that you want to get to know. And let's say she like one of the most prettiest females on this damn earth out in this bitch. So here you go. You took the approach. Kudos to you taking the approach, my G. But let's just say this. Let's just say that you was operating in the I don't care mind state, in the I don't give a fuck. Look, man, Look, man, I'm telling you, look, man, I'm gonna use me for an example after this. Real talk, man. But let's just say that you was operating in the I don't care mentality, in the I don't give a fuck mind state, and you see this female it is that you want to get to know. So with that being said, though, right? With that being said, look, G, I'm here to tell you the game. When she knows that you are in the I don't care mind state. Oh, look, man. Oh, she gonna like your ass. Oh, look, man. She gonna want to get with your ass. You want to know why? Because she realized you don't care. You don't care about the damn outcome. So real talk. Look, man. It could go a positive way, and also it could go a negative way. Now, let me talk about the negative way right quick. If it does go a negative way, look, G. At the end of the damn day, if it does go a negative way, look, G. You still don't give a fuck. See, look, man. One thing about me, I let these females know. I don't give a damn what you do, and I don't care what you say. Real talk, man. I don't care. I let these females know I don't give a damn, because when you let these individuals know that you don't give a fuck, see, that what makes you different, gang. Because most people get butt hurt. Most people get butt hurt. Most people start to feel the emotional pain and shit like that when they find out that you don't give a damn, my G. That's gonna play tricks on their damn brain. Like, damn, this motherfucker is different on some shit. Real talk, like this motherfucker does not care. And what's gonna happen is if they do end up rejecting your ass, look, G, I'm here to tell you the game, because look, man, like I literally just said, look, man, oh, they gonna be replaying that damn scenario. Real talk, man. Especially, look, man, like I said, it is something called auto rejection out in this bitch. So especially if you're an attractive individual, and look, man, motherfucker, look, it's not even about that. Look, G, look, man, when you coming different on some shit, when you come in the state of I don't care, my G, they gonna replay that damn scenario back and damn forth. So when they realize that, damn, this motherfucker don't care if I say yes, this motherfucker don't care if I say no. When they realize that you don't care, my G, oh, like I said, oh, they gonna know that you different. And they gonna end up liking your ass even more. And like I literally just said, like, 2 to 3 minutes ago, when you operate in that, look, man, when you operate in the I don't care, state of being, my G, when you operate in that state of being, what's going to happen is you're going to see a whole lot of things start working in your damn favor a whole lot more, my G, because you no longer care. So, but yeah, man, that's all it is I wanted to say, man. That's all it is I wanted to say. So that's basically where it is that I'm at when it comes to dating nowadays. Real talk, man. That's basically where it is I'm at when it comes to dating. I don't care. That's where it is I'm at. And like I said, man, you got to get to this point. Real talk. Look, man, it's either you're going to get to the point of I don't care, or it's either you're going to get to the point of you're going to keep on constantly caring. And like I literally just said, oh, yeah, you can do that. All right. You can keep on constantly caring out in this bitch. Real talk. Yeah. You could keep on constantly caring out in this bitch. And you could keep on constantly say, oh, this is just a human emotion. Which indeed, it is a human emotion. It is indeed. Thing is, though, one thing I realized, emotions get in the damn way. Emotions and thoughts get in the damn way. Real talk, man. I'm telling you the motherfucking game. It gets in the way. So with that being said, like I said, not me. Real talk, man. I ain't gonna do that shit. But you could keep on. You know what I'm saying? You could keep on caring if you want to on some shit. You could keep on caring because, like I literally just said, it gets in the way. And I'm here to tell you right now, this is what's happening to most people on this damn earth. Since y'all want to keep on caring out in this bitch, y'all gonna keep on feeling the damn pain of hurt on some shit. Y'all gonna keep on feeling the pain. Why she do this to me? Why did he do this? You're gonna keep on constantly feeling sorry. You're gonna keep on constantly feeling bad. This is what happens when you keep on caring. Motherfucker, when you stop caring on some shit, you're gonna be like, I don't give a damn. I don't care. Real talk, man. It is what it is. Real talk, man. I'm telling you the game. And you just gonna go on about your motherfucking day. Now tell me, which one is more efficient? Which one is more efficient? And you have to be delusional to sit back and say, oh, Karen is more efficient. Bull fucking shit. Real talk though, man. Anyways, man, I think I got my point across. So I'm going to say this one last time to get this instilled in your damn brain. Because I'm telling you, look, man, I be around women all the time. And this is the last thing I'm going to talk about. Look, G, I be around pretty women. Look, man, I be around tens. I be around dimes. I be around the prettiest of the prettiest woman gang. Look, man, when you send back dealing with the prettiest of women out in this bitch, you can't give a fuck. Look, man, I can't care. Look, man, the prettier that the hoe is, then the more. Look, man, shout out to Juice WRLD, RP Juice WRLD, man, because I'll never forget. I think he said this in Lucid Dream. What Juice WRLD say? Like the prettiest girls are the evilest or some shit. I should look at the look, man. Y'all probably know what the fuck I'm talking. Like the evilest girls have the prettiest faces. I think he said this in Lucid Dream. Real shit. The evilest girls have the prettiest faces. Now, what does he mean? What do he mean? Basically, the evilest girls have the prettiest faces. What do that mean? Look, man, they don't care. Look, man, these hoes don't care about your damn feelings. Look, man, the prettier they are, then the less they give a fuck about you as a man. They don't care about your damn feelings out in this bitch. They don't care. You could clearly see it bright as day with what it is that they do. Most of these pretty hoes, they are some damn gold diggers, my G. Real talk. There are some damn gold diggers on some shit. They looking for the man. They looking for the man with money out in this bitch. Real talk, man. So they could give less of a fuck about an average man or some shit. They could give less of a fuck about an average man. Point of this, I'm trying to get across is, right? Look, man, just like, and it's a whole lot. It's not even just with the gold digger shit. Look, G, they be controlling. Real talk, they be playing a whole lot of damn mind games. And look, and it is indeed true that the hotter they are, then the more insecure that they're going to be. Look, man, point of this, I'm trying to get across though, right? Point of this, I'm trying to get across is that, look, man, like I said, I be dealing with damn near models on some shit. I be dealing with perfect tens, gang. So with that being said, I can't care. I cannot care. And if you're a man watching this video right now and you want to sit back and you want to deal with the prettiest of the prettiest women out in this bitch, you have to get to where the fuck it is I'm at. You gotta get to where I'm at. You can't give a fuck. You can't care, gang. You can't, look, man, you can't care what they say. You can't care what they think. You can't care what they do. You can't care about the actions they do. You must, you need to operate in that mind state of, you need to operate in that mind state of, I don't give a fuck. When you sitting back and dealing with these pretty ass egotistical assholes. Look, man, that thinks that the world revolves around them. You have to sit back and not give a damn. I have to not give a fuck. Same goes if you're a female watching this video right now. You're probably dealing with the most attractive 1% man out in this bitch, the high value man. You might be sitting back dealing with, look, G, me. Real talk, man. You might be sitting back dealing with them. You gotta get to that mindset as well. I'm telling you the game. Because the more high value they are, then the less they care about your ass. So point is, I'm trying to get across it. Hey, look, man, you gotta get to that. You gotta get to that point of you gotta do the same thing back, bitch. Look, man. Look. Let me give you a scenario right quick of what the fuck it is. This is the last thing. I'm gonna get this video up to 40 minutes. This is gonna be hella short. But let me give you a scenario right quick. Look, G, most people always be saying that thing, oh, you need to have all the damn game in the world. You need to have all the confidence in the world. You can't have no insecurities out in it. No, motherfucker. This is all you gotta do. Look, G, say what it is. Look, if you see a person it is that you want to get to know, say what it is that you want to say to their ass. Look, man, you don't have to have all the damn game. You don't have to have all the look, man, say what it is that comes out of your damn mouth, comes out of your damn brain, and don't give a fuck about what but don't give a fuck about the shit that you say that is coming out of your damn. Oh, did I say the wrong thing? Oh, did I say something that fucked it? Bitch, fuck that shit. Say what you want to say. Hey, I want to get to know you. Do you want to get to know me back? Hey, I find you attractive. Are you single? Hey, look, man, you don't gotta have game, my G. You don't gotta have game. Don't care about the shit that you say. Because when you don't care about the shit, look, man, people could read energy out in this bitch. So when they realize that you don't care, guess what? They don't, look, man, when they realize that you don't care, what's going to happen is, look, G, they're going to like your ass even more because they realize, damn, he does not care if I say yes or no, or she does not, or, she does not care, or, she does not care if I say yes or no. Real talk. Real talk. So, yeah, man. You have to break that I don't give a fuck. You need to be in the mind state of I don't give a fuck. You basically what I meant to say. You have to break out of giving a fuck. You have to break out of caring. You have to break out of that shit, and you have to replace it with you need to start not giving a damn. You need to start not giving a fuck. You need to start being carefree about this shit. This is how you gonna win in dating game. This is how you gonna win in dating. Anyways, with that being said, this is a long ass video and I'm out.